All right, this is a little bit of help on the calorie content of food. And I used the example of a marshmallow here. And I think you also maybe had two other types of food. I'm not sure. So, to measure the calorie content of food, what we're talking about here is energy. Okay? Energy is measured in calories. In Europe, it's joules. One of the things that might have been a little tiny bit confusing in this lab is that there's a little calorie and there's a big calorie. So a big calorie is 1,000 small calories, or 1 kilocal. Okay, so that might be a little bit confusing, so be careful of that. So energy is what we get from food, and it's in the form of calories. We have to know how much of the food there is, and we need to know what temperature change it makes in our body or whatever, and we need to know the specific heat of that item. So if you read about specific heat, you know that all substances have a different specific heat based on whether they're fat, protein, carbs, whatever. We don't get any food from rocks because we can't burn them. So that's why there's no nutritional value in them. We can't burn them. We can't burn them in our body. So here's what we do. We don't really have a way to measure the actual temperature change of something in our body. But what we can do is we can use something called a calorimeter, and that's what you used. And I think you used a Bunsen burner for that, and you held up the little item over the flame, and instead of measuring the temperature change of the marshmallow, you measured the temperature change of the water in here, okay? Because we do know the specific heat of water. It's 1 calorie, the specific heat is 1 calorie of energy for every gram and degree Celsius. Because the definition of a calorie is it's the amount of energy needed to raise 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. We're not saying that water has calories. What we're saying is it takes that much energy to change its temperature. So, in your experiment, you had a marshmallow, and you wanted to know how much energy was in the marshmallow. And so we indirectly measured that by calculating what kind of energy did it produce, how much did it change the temperature of water. So let's just say that you had, and I think everything for this lab, everybody had 50 grams of water. So you had 50 grams of water in this container up here, okay? And you measured the temperature change. You had the beginning temperature and the ending temperature. And let's just say that the temperature of the water changed 12 degrees. Remember, water needs 1 calorie to change every gram and every degree Celsius. So it takes 1 calorie to do each of those. So your calculation is merely 50 times 12. And that is 600 calories. Because grams cancel and degrees Celsius cancels. So remember, calories are 1,000 calories for every kilocalorie. So that's going to be 0.6 kilocalories, okay? Now we want to know what's the heat lost by the marshmallow. Well, it's this, okay? So the marshmallow, actually, let's see, yeah, that's right. So the heat lost by the marshmallow was 0.600 kilocalories. And you want to know how many kilocalories per gram. Now don't forget, you burned the marshmallow and you still had probably a lot of it left. So you want to know, how much did you burn, okay? How much burned? And that is in data table 2, the mass of the burned food. And so let's just say that it was 0.85 grams was the only difference. So then you would have, let me get a little calculation here, divided by 0.85. So that's 0.706. Let's do 0.71. We better do 0.706 kilocalories for every gram of marshmallow. And then on the package, hopefully you have something for that. And I think it was, don't forget, if it's uppercase C, then that's 1,000, okay? So on my nutritional thing, on the package of the marshmallow, it said 1 gram has 3 kilocalories, or big calories. So your percent error is a lot. And of course it is. Of course it is, because you've got heat. The heat from this marshmallow is going out to the air. You can, and then also you've got heat that's being absorbed by the container. So this lab has a lot of error in it. So you're off by quite a bit. So 3 kilocalories minus what you got over what you're supposed to get, you're going to end up with a tremendous amount of error, and that's okay. That's to be expected. For the Atwater factors, the marshmallow is 81% carbs. So of that amount of the 0.85 grams, 81% is carbs. And so, let's see, 0.85. That's 0.69 calories according to the Atwater factors, kilocalories per gram. Okay, I hope this helps, and I will get that right out to you.